Good morning, welcome back to the channel, hope you're doing well. In today's video we are going to be exploring Bukhara, a UNESCO World Heritage site located in Uzbekistan along the ancient Silk Route. It's so beautiful here so far and it's much different to Samarkand and Tashkent in its own unique way. Join us as we discover the rich history, culture and stunning architecture that this city has to offer. But please do us a favour, subscribe to the channel, smash that notification bell and like this video. Let's explore the ancient Silk Route. Salam. Oh, it's very, very hot today. I don't know what it is, but I'd say it's at least 35, probably 35 or 36 degrees. But this city, Bukhara, has a very, very rich history, and the city itself dates back about 2,000 years. So Bukhara was a major centre of trade, scholarship and culture. And this centre was obviously along the ancient Silk Route, which connected trade between east and west and north and south. We're just outside one of the madrasas now, and there's a little pool of water here where a few lads were swimming here, and on a hot day like today it must be a great way to cool off. These lads are having a great time jumping into this. I wish I could do the same. That was so much fun. It's so hot and the guys were very friendly, happily obliged us recording them. It's just the way the people cool off here in Bukhara. So we're just outside Khoja Kalon Mosque. It dates back to the 16th century, but I think it's closed at the moment. We're going to try and go in, and to be honest, it looks like they're doing some construction work on the inside now, so we may have to skip it. But if you're in Bukhara, maybe, or by the time you're watching this video, you can enter, and it looks really cool. This city was captured by Alexander the Great in 329 BC, and later the city was integrated into the Russian Empire. Bukhara was also a centre for Islamic learning during the Middle Ages, and it was known as the Noble City. This was because of its beautiful architecture and beautiful monuments that we see. Many famous poets and scholars lived here in Bukhara, including the 10th century philosopher and scientist Avicenna. Basically, he wrote many works on medicine and philosophy. Smart guy from all that I can gather. The city also has many famous buildings, including the Kalyan Minaret, which dates back all the way to the 12th century, and it's one of the tallest brick minarets in the world. Very, very cool. The city is also famous for its madrasas, which feature the intricate and beautiful tile work that we've seen throughout Uzbekistan. There's been no shortage of it so far in Tashkent and Samarkand, so all going well, we're going to enjoy more of that here today. And today Bukhara is a famous UNESCO World Heritage site. Tourists come from all over the world to visit this city, and we are just so happy to be here. So we're just after coming into this beautiful little cafe, which is inside one of the many caravanserais here in Bukhara. What is a caravanserai, you might ask?
So this was essentially a hotel, basically a roadside inn where travelers along the Silk Route, after days of travel, would stop for rest and interchange ideas and information. There would be many dotted across the commercial routes between around Asia. Thank you. And so the word caravan comes actually from the Persian caravan, which means basically a group of traders or pilgrims or long-distance travelers.
Cheers. Sitting in this beautiful old caravanserai, sipping cool lemonade in the shade was perfect. And the best part, some of Bukhara's finest carpets and souvenirs are displayed right here. Let's take a look. So here you can see there are plenty of scissors and necklaces, beads, earrings, all that sort of thing, which are very nice style, very nice colour, as you would expect here in Bukhara in Uzbekistan. Some beautiful artwork here as well, and yeah, there's a lot of colour. You can see the different dress obviously you would expect to see from Uzbekistan. Very popular here, even amongst the tourists. They like to buy these and bring them home as a memory, and yeah, I love the colour, I have to say, and personally I would love to have one of these carpets. Very famous in this part of the world, obviously Persian carpet, an Uzbek carpet as well. They're really beautiful and well made. I would love to get one.
Double set.
The owner here is telling me that they're actually made from camel wool, which is amazing. So this one, $1,300. It's amazing to touch, feels very, very nice, and it's beautifully made. Made in the school here, Bukhara Carpet School, by this very friendly guy here. Thank you so much. The colours here are incredible. Deep reds, rich blues and warm orange browns all flow together naturally. There must be at least 50 different styles to choose from, each with its own unique colour palette. You'll find bold geometric pieces with striking contrasts alongside softer designs with gentle earthy tones and floral patterns. But make sure you take your time selecting which one you want. You may never return to Bukhara again, though I certainly hope you do.
Tree of life and more. Baraksa 4-5 century design. Small
And
size.
how long to make?
10 months, one people. 10 months.
Beautiful.
18 months is 2 people. 18 months make here. Maybe have a look in here.
After a short walk across the incredible Caravanserai, we visited the carpet school where master weavers showed us their traditional techniques.
This is тоже design, old design, and Chorbok name design. This is inside homes photo in Chorbok. Every day, 10, 3 millimeters. It's a good master in here.
Of time, it looks like it takes
Yes,
a
yeah,
lot of
at the moment.
time, but very beautiful. The
Yeah.
finished product is very beautiful.
What finish carpet?
That one is beautiful.
Yeah, amazing.
18 months, you make 2
18
people.
months.
Yes.
Wow.
It's 4-5 century design, Bukhara. But classic color, Bukhara, dark red, light red, classic, and brand Bukhara.
Amazing. Wow.
Carpet, boleh and light. Understand?
Yeah,
I'm
they're
sorry,
so
I'm English
soft.
and that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
Technology in
yeah,
Aze,
they're not rough. They're
and
soft.
wool carpets, silk carpets. This is why we wrote those. This is Turkmen carpet. It's a Turkmen carpet. Turkmenistan.
Turkmenistan.
Yes, made here. This is Bukhara. Bukhara, blue color mo, red color mo.
How much are the little ones?
This is starting price 300.
300.
Yes, 300 discount.
Silk, yes?
Yes, silk.
Check it out, guys. This is the place where you want to get your carpet. Very, very beautiful.
11 I make here. This one in Azen.
Yes.
Go.
Yes. Excellent.
Uzbekistan. Yes, in Uzbekistan.
And the designs for
yes.
the carpets.
This is every big juwelier master in every in here. Adras, Atlas. This is Bukhara, my design here. This is my design. Make. My
And
son to make here. My son.
Ulugh is in the book. You know you've made it when you're in this book. This is all the designs of the amazing Uzbekistan. Salam. So that was a really, really nice experience with Ulugh Beg there. He studied in the school and now for the last 31 years he has sold the carpets there. He told us it would cost about $100 to get it shipped to USA or Europe, and I think hopefully in the next day or two we're going to take him up on an offer and get one sent back home. So now we're coming into one of the most famous places in Bukhara. It's Lyabi-Hauz complex. This square would have served as a large economic centre and a religious centre as well during the Khanaka period. Today, the centre, you will find plenty of tourists, plenty of coffee shops and plenty of people selling souvenirs. It remains probably the busiest area of the city because it's the heart of the old historic centre. There is a pond in the centre and it remains one of the oldest ponds in the whole city. It's a hive of activity. Last night we were walking through and there were people dancing, having a good time, and it looked like so much fun, and I think tonight we're going to go do the same. It's said at the pond that people would have generally come to cool off in the hot summers, and I can see it makes perfect sense. Obviously we saw the guys earlier doing the same thing, and I'm sure centuries ago that this would have been the exact same in the old centre of the town. At the end of the square there are 3 key buildings that you want to visit. The first is Nadir Divan-Begi. We're just sitting outside it now and looking up at the intricate detail, the blue. Again, it's typical here in Uzbekistan. We've seen it in Samarkand and Tashkent as well. Absolutely beautiful. The mosaics are just tremendous to see, and I cannot wait to go inside, see what it's like. The sun is beating down here now at the moment. It's very hot, and it's just so cool to be here in Bukhara today, exploring in the historic old centre. This madrasa was constructed in 1622, and the mosaics are very noteworthy. It depicts 2 birds heading for the sun while clutching 2 lambs in their talons. It's very interesting to see, and the detail and the level of skill involved must be something else. And if you notice in Islamic art, you're rarely going to see people being depicted in the artwork, and it's common. We've seen it throughout our time in Uzbekistan. You're going to want to be here at about 6 p.m. because every day they have traditional folk music here. It's going to be an experience. We're definitely going to make it one of the days while we're here, and if you're staying close to the centre, why not do the same? So inside, of course, more souvenir shops. You're going to want to pick up something here in Bukhara at some stage, I'd imagine, because it's so beautiful. There's so many cool items you can get. And yeah, we actually got an old Soviet military medal in one of the Jewish shops. They really love to turn ancient madrasas into places where you can buy souvenirs, have tea, have lunch, and we've seen it throughout the country. But yeah, why not? There'd be a great atmosphere here if it was full. At the moment, pretty empty. We're the only people really walking around besides a handful of other people. But yeah, really nice place. Have a look at these chessboards. I've never seen anything as colourful. Like, just look at that, unreal. Salam. Seriously, we have never been to a country before where the souvenirs have been so beautiful. The antiques, the history behind it, and the stories. Then Uzbekistan is absolutely amazing. Yeah, we're just basically depressed here because we want to bring so many things with us, but we'd end up spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars shipping things back. So we can't do it, but we're going to bring a few little things, and they will be standout memories from our trip to Uzbekistan. So Lupe has purchased this for 25,000 som, handmade magnet, very beautiful. The third building is the Khanaka, and the Khanaka is basically the Sufi school, and this is where they would have rested and reflected on their day. And this building is named after the person who constructed it, who was of course Nadir Divan-Begi, the same guy who did the other madrasa that we were just in. So something I've learned as well that I didn't know before is Bukhara was a centre for Sufism. My mind has been blown since I've come to Uzbekistan, learning so much about the past, the history, and the significant people who make it what it is today. Thank you. So in here is where the Sufis would have the religious ceremonies, debates and training. The cost to get into the Khanat is 20,000 som per person. Very interestingly, at the end of the 10th century, Khanaka became a centre of learning based upon the master and learner method. And I imagine it was something to do with an older person with a lot of wisdom would teach a younger person coming up the ranks. Inside the historic Nadir Divan-Begi Khanaka, built in 1620, you'll find the peaceful courtyard surrounded by traditional hujras, cells where travellers and Sufi mystics once rested. Today, these rooms showcase some of Bukhara's finest handicrafts, carpets and images from the past. Honestly, it's a really interesting place to visit. Throughout Uzbekistan, I've really noticed that the arches, they put so much effort into maintaining an absolutely pristine look, and the colour of the mosaics here are truly some of the most beautiful I've ever seen. Beyond its role as a resting place, the Khanaka served as an important social and spiritual hub in the 17th century Bukhara. Here, prominent citizens would gather to meet with Sufi spiritual leaders who lived in the Khanak, joining in religious ceremonies and learning about Sufi teachings. And I always love it when a museum includes a little model of the site that you're in. It really gives you a perspective on where you are. The next and final stop is Kukaldosh Madrasa. Built during Abdullah Khan II's reign in the 1500s, this building features a two-level courtyard lined with student rooms. The walls showcase intricate geometric designs and tilework, demonstrating the mastery of Bukhara's craftsmen. Though no longer a religious school, it stands as a testament to the city's architectural heritage. So the paintings back there were made from Nescafe coffee. Unbelievable. Who thinks of these things? So this madrasa is pretty much the only one we've seen that isn't covered in stalls and souvenir shops. If you have a look there behind me, it's pretty much empty. In total, there's about 2 stalls of people selling dresses, selling clothes, and it's so much more quieter. It's kind of weird. So if you look around here, you will see partial parts of the madrasa have the blue tile and the mosaics, which are beautiful, but back in the day, you can only imagine the whole place here would be covered in this turquoise blue. You can still see local artists keeping these amazing traditions alive right here. They're working away at their looms and crafting beautiful pieces just like their ancestors did, which I think is absolutely amazing. Pop into the workshops to watch them at work. It's pretty cool to see how they do it. And if something catches your eye, you can buy directly from the makers. They've got everything from gorgeous carpets to handmade textiles, all made right here in Bukhara. So this madrasa is located in the north of the square. Basically, it's an enormous Quranic school built around 1570. And it was thought to be the largest madrasa in all of Central Asia at the time that it was built. On the inside here, it's probably not the most aesthetically pleasing madrasa we've been in, but I'm sure, as I mentioned before, back in the day when it was all blue, the tiles were up, it would look very, very good. And I've read that one of the rooms in here was repurposed as a cinema during Soviet times, so maybe we're going to get in, have a look and see what that's like. If you want to go up a level, you're going to have to go up this tricky staircase. This is so cool. So the rooms here are very, very tiny, and we're coming out now to a little balcony. Lupe is after finding it. And okay, it's not the most beautiful view, but maybe back in the day it was good, but all we see here is down onto the street. Very quiet street. This is quite cool, but to be honest, I don't know if we're meant to be here. Someone's probably going to throw us out soon, but we'll try to make the most of it while we can. If you look at all the walls here, you can see these huge cracks. Maybe it's not a good idea to be here. The last thing we want is for the roof to come crashing down on our heads, so I think, yeah, time to go. As you can see, this place isn't in great shape at all. Looking back, we really shouldn't have gone up to the upper floors, and you definitely shouldn't either. The structure's pretty unstable up there, so just enjoy exploring the main tourist area where it is definitely safe. Here basically it looks like what was a little miniature classroom. It's very small, it's only a couple of meters by a couple of meters, and you can see on the wall here there are some sort of mosaics and paintings that look like they haven't been renovated in a while, and they're basically falling apart. Like, even look at the roof. I think we should leave. It doesn't look the safest up here, I have to say, but it's quite cool to come up and explore this place even if we're not meant to be here. Again, this madrasa definitely looks like there's a lot of renovation work going on, and it looks like it's badly needed because no matter where you look, there's cracks, there's pieces of debris falling down. It's a little bit of a hazard, but it's cool to explore nonetheless. You can see here behind me the actual floor of this level has collapsed, and yeah, there would have been where my head is, you can see the roof. It's gone now, it's completely gone. You can see what the materials that they used to make this level with. It's amazing. You can actually go up another level, but to be honest, I don't think the risk is worth it. It does look very dangerous, and as I said before, the door probably wasn't meant to be open, so we may not even be allowed up here. So for health and safety reasons, we're out. When we went back downstairs, we entered the main area of Kul Kadosh Madrasa. There's a beautiful open courtyard with arched doorways. As you saw, the building has 2 floors with pretty pointed arches and colourful tiles that show how beautiful buildings were made back in Bukhara during the 1500s. So again, you have another little shop here selling plenty of textiles. It's all amazing, it's all beautiful to look at, but we're just simply not going to have enough space to bring all this home. I'd love to though. So that's absolutely amazing, the skill that these men have to create such beautiful, beautiful mosaics, tiles, cups, you name it, they're able to do it all, and I admire them a lot for it, I have to say. I wish I could do it myself. But yeah, it's just, we are so sad we can't bring them home. The textiles and the handicrafts that they make here are really on another level that I haven't seen. The colour is beautiful, and I just wish we could bring more with us. Now we're outside the Museum of History of Carpet Weaving. Very interesting place because this ancient site is built on the Magoki Atori Mosque. It's beautiful again outside. The detail you can see, although parts of it have crumbled, parts of it are falling down, but looking at it here, I can only imagine what it was like when it was in its prime. It is still very, very beautiful, and hopefully we're going to go in now to the museum itself and see what it's like. I often struggle to say the names of these places that I'm not used to saying, so apologies if I do get them wrong. So this museum was opened in 1991. It exhibits all the traditional carpets, the palace weaving and felting styles in all of Central Asia. The traditions of carpet weaving in Bukhara have been passed down generation to generation, and they are truly spectacular. The museum itself is meant to have hundreds of different pieces from what they would use in their daily life, so it should be very interesting. So again, 20,000 som per person to get in here, very reasonable. It's small enough, but it's very beautiful. I'd say we shouldn't spend too long in here, maybe 20 minutes, something like that, and we get to see all the ancient styles. So it's very, very cool. You have different carpets here from Afghan masters, Chinese masters, Tibet, Uzbek, so you have a whole variety, and they all look amazing. I would love to have one of these in my house. Anybody can come in here and appreciate what we're looking at here. It's so detailed, so skillful. We saw Oleg earlier creating one of these pieces, doing a section of it, and it takes time, takes patience, and in the end you can be left with an amazing piece that you can put into your house or sell and transport it anywhere around the world. Very cool. Here behind me you can see what people would have used. They would have thrown it over a horse to transport things in each of these pockets here. So obviously this area, it would have been a very nomadic area in the past, people using horseback a lot to move, to transport goods along the ancient Silk route. So this is just a classic example of how the people here would have transported goods and used carpet weaving for development, I suppose you could say. So who would have thought that would have been so interesting? Very, very cool, and you don't have to spend all day in there, probably 15-20 minutes, and for 20,000 som it's very reasonable. Again, amazing textiles that they have, dating back to like the 19th, 20th century, Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, all over the place. Amazing to see these great products. Look, carpets again, it's such a big part of culture here, and I think that they are absolutely fantastic. I would love one, and the skill and dedication, I don't know anywhere else in the world that I've heard about such an amount of time to create something so small but yet so usable, and I think every home could do with an Uzbek carpet. So behind me here you can see we're after just leaving the Museum of Carpet Weaving, and there is a ruins of a caravanserai right here behind me. As Lupe described earlier so very well, that being on the Silk route, a lot of people would have come here after a long journey, taken some time, set up for the night, and would have went again the following day. So looking at the ruins here, you can see it's a period of time in Uzbekistan, and people are still discovering it and learning about it today. I have to say as well, I don't think I mentioned it before, but Bukhara is absolutely beautiful. Compared to Samarkand and Tashkent, doesn't really have a skyline, to be honest. Everything seems a little bit closer to the ground, if that makes any sense. But the style is different. It's more kind of a sandy yellow colour, all the buildings that you see around us. Again, it does look modern for such an ancient historic city. I think a lot of money was pumped in and they take care of it so much here. They should really be proud of it because it's an amazing place to come and visit. And I'm having such a good time on our first full day here in Bukhara. Another caravanserai behind me, endless caravanserais in Bukhara. And also on the other side of the museum you have the historic bathhouse that you see here. Typical in this region, people coming to get clean and cooled off. And again, it's so cool. I think looking back at such a historical site. There is absolutely so much to do here in Bukhara. It's great. We're about to enter into Taki Telpal Farushan Bazaar. It's one of the famous ones that you visit when you come to Bukhara, and looking forward to going in here. Even the entrance itself is quite impressive, so let's do it. We couldn't have picked a better time to come in here now because outside I think it's starting to rain, and it also looks like there's a little bit of a sandstorm coming up. Very dusty outside now, but in here it's almost like you're transported back in time. There is things everywhere that just make you feel like you're back in the ancient Silk Route, coming in here to do some trading. And the carpets themselves, the textiles, everything is here unbelievable. The Taki Telpak Farushan is one of Bukhara's coolest old trading domes from the 1500s. Also called the Headwear Traders Dome, it's got these beautiful pointed arches and amazing brickwork details. Now back in the day it was all about selling traditional caps and headwear, but now you can find all sorts of local crafts and traditional items inside. One of the cool things about this place is how they designed it with natural airflow, so it stays pretty comfortable for shopping even when it's super hot outside. Some of the art in here is absolutely mind-blowing. It makes me sad to come into a place like this and not be able to bring these things home. So it's just one of the things with travel, you can't get everything, but we can take pictures and videos and have the memory, and who knows, maybe one day you can always come back with an empty suitcase and fill up. So Lupe is after getting this really beautiful necklace with a guy. He gave us 300,000 som as the original price, and we got it down to 180, so you can have a look here now. Very beautiful, looks absolutely beautiful. Look at that. What a memory, what an item to bring back from Bukhara, back to home, and hopefully we'll have it forever. It's always so much fun when you start bartering with these people. You can get the deal down. The first price is never the best price, and to be honest I think they love it as much as we do. Normally at the end everyone's happy to get a lower price and you go home with a memory, an item that you're going to have for hopefully a long time, so great fun. And just to say, you can't help but be amazed by Bukhara's architecture. It's this perfect mix of Persian and Central Asian styles that just work. Everywhere you look there are these beautiful minarets, mosques and even hotels with incredible geometric patterns and stunning turquoise domes. What really gets me though is how clever the medieval builders were. They figured out all these smart construction techniques like double wall domes and special brick foundations that have kept these buildings standing for hundreds of years. It's pretty incredible when you think about it. So that's it, our first day exploring Bukhara. It's been very nice here. You can probably see behind me a little bit of a change in weather. It's after getting very dusty here and it's definitely not as warm, but it didn't take away from the day we've had. Final thoughts, I would probably say that it's an absolutely beautiful city here. The only thing is that there's probably too many of these shops selling the same thing. Maybe it takes away a little bit from the city itself, but I completely understand that people, they need that here. Tourism is a big part of Uzbekistan's economy, so I can't take that away from them. But yeah, like just for the experience itself, sometimes it's a little bit too much, but we can live with it. Also, we're really only after scratching the surface of Bukhara here on the first day. There's plenty of other things to do. There are so many other sites that we want to see. They've been on our bucket list for a long time, and we're going to see them later in the week as well. So hopefully going to be making videos on them, and you can come along once again with us and do the virtual journey, and I hope you will enjoy it. Mausoleum of the Samanids, Bukhara Fortress is another one, Bolo House Mosque, Chor Minor Madrasa plaza. There's so many things to do in this city. The old Jewish quarter as well. That's another place where many people go, and it's meant to be pretty cool as well. So if you enjoyed the video, do subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell. You'll be updated then anytime we upload a new video. We've so much more coming up, so many more countries. Thank you so much for watching, and we will hopefully see you in the next one.